People try to cut my hand off. I break them. When I break them, then go to the foot.
Come on.
Lonsana Sase is 50 years old and a former customs official. He was hiding with his family in his house when the rebels arrived. Among them were young boys. They took him and his family out of the house.
As a gentleman, you've come for the peace. Don't burn my house. Please, we are in peace with you. Say, Pa, we burn the house here. So the house was burnt. And even all my properties. He said, sit down, Papa. I sat down. I said, with the cutting hand, I said, gentlemen, don't cut my hands off. I beg you. I am with the peace with you people. He took the axe and bounced it on my hands. It goes up. I said, gentlemen, leave the other hands. So they cut the other hands. I was lying on the floor when after all this activity has been done, cutting my two hands, they went away. I followed them. The gentleman, you damaged me, kill me, kill me. Instead of leaving me with my hands off, kill me. They said, no. They bounced me on the ground. My teeth with an hammer was taken away. You see that?
Many people died as a result of their wounds, but others miraculously survived. As the Nigerians drove the rebels back, the wounded, injured and amputees started making their way to Connaught Hospital.
It was a very big shock for us to see people with their hands hanging on the skins, children with their arms amputated, machete wounds, gunshot wounds, people with their noses cut off, their ears cut off, some with their lips cut off, you know, and all the unimaginable injuries that were inflicted by Sierra Leoneans on their fellow Sierra Leoneans. All my years of practice, that was the first time that I saw my fellow countrymen and women with those type of injuries, you know. And had I not been a doctor, you know, probably I would have run away.
So it's not easily to like a crew. I cheap for the forgive me. Because me
I challenge anyone to prove that the RAF committed such atrocities.
So, do you want to say to me that all the people without hands in the amputee camp are lying when they say that your forces committed those atrocities?
What is your name? I can say I do something, I say you did it. This is Africa. People are not honest, people are not sincere.
The evidence is overwhelming. Through testimonies, you know, people tell stories. They have recognized some of the soldiers. The soldiers identify themselves as being members of the RUF.
My forces never use machetes, no. That is the argument.
So all the people in the amputee camp are lying when they...
Of course they are lying. It's a make-up of the government, mind you.
Why would they lie?
To tarnish the reputation of the RUF or destroy us.
3 weeks after the rebel invasion of Freetown, the Nigerians retook the capital. More than 5,000 people were killed in the offensive, and 5,800 homes and buildings were burned down. As the rebels fled into the mountains, soldiers started searching for suspects. This young man was accused by his neighbor of burning down her house. Nigerian soldiers interrogated, charged, tried and convicted him on the streets of the capital. Many other suspects were rounded up in a similar way. According to witnesses, hundreds of suspected rebels were summarily executed by soldiers.
Anybody who was around to have witnessed all the violence perpetrated, whether you're a victim or just a witness, it's affected everybody.
Shortly after the January offensive, President Kaba embarked on a mission to bring peace to his country. In May, the warring factions agreed to a ceasefire. On July 7, a formal peace agreement was signed in the Togolese capital of Lomé. The agreement calls for, amongst other things, the disarmament of rebel soldiers, a United Nations peacekeeping force, and democratic elections. The two rebel leaders, Fodi Sanku and Johnny Paul Koroma, have recently returned to Freetown. An uneasy peace has settled over Sierra Leone. The prospects for peace in Sierra Leone rest in the hands of two men, Fodi Sanku and Johnny Paul Koroma. The one is a former military dictator and the other a warlord. They are today effectively vice presidents of Sierra Leone. They live in state mansions and are protected by the very Nigerian soldiers they fought so bitterly only a few months ago.
Believe you me, the next general election, we're going to win it. We've won already.
And if you don't win?
We're going to win.
Do you want to be president of Sierra Leone?
Well, as of now, I'm preaching peace. I'm talking about peace. And I think you are talking about